Like button. Ooh, that was loud.
Hey, we're live. Hey, everybody.
Wow.
Welcome. Sorry for the couple minutes delays, technical difficulties on my side, but I hope that everyone is doing well and that you guys are ready to get into episode 6, BMF. How are you feeling today, Jay? How are you feeling?
I'm great. How you doing? What up, fam? What up? What up? What up? How we doing? How's it going?
It's going good. How did you feel about episode 6? What was it? What
Are
what
we
were
just
the
gonna jump right in? You're not gonna tell me how you doing? Like, how are you doing?
I mean, listen, I'm going along to get along today. Jay. I'm on the struggle bus, but I'm ready to talk about episode 6.
Okay. Okay. That's why I asked. I gotta ask how you doing. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. How's everybody doing in the audience? How y'all doing? Thank you for waiting. We appreciate y'all coming through. Are you guys ready to rock and roll? Because we're here to ready to rock and roll. Let's make it happen. So what was the question again?
What did you think of episode 6? Casualties of War.
Casualties of War. Man, listen, it was a filler episode. I actually, rated it a 6.5. I was going to give it a 6, but I rated it a 6.5. And the only reason why I rated it a 6.5 is because there was a lot of information that we found out. So, I gave it a 0.5. I gave it a
That was
0.5.
okay.
But to go from episode 5 and kind of, it's the casualty of war, right? So this is the aftermath of the whole battle in Techwood and the whole nine, right? So I get it, but there was some things I cared about and some things I was just like, I don't care. Like, why are you even showing me this? So we'll get into why as you're going through whatever slides you have and whatever. We'll talk about it. But I gave it a 6.5. What'd you give it?
Okay, Lord. So out of 10, I actually liked this episode. I knew it was a filler episode, but it gave me so many more ideas and theories about what could happen with the remainder of the season. So, yeah, there were definitely lulls, but if I can just be honest with you, I laughed through probably
Mm-hmm.
60, 70% of this episode. It tickled me. It tickled me.
Yeah.
So, I can't complain. Let's say hello to everyone and then we can jump right in. Hey DeMarcus, how are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Daria,
What up?
hi
What
Mr.
up?
Ray J. Good afternoon. Okay. How you doing?
Yeah.
Everybody's good. Let's see.
Happy
Hola.
Saturday. Hola. Hola. Happy Saturday.
Hey, hey Suburbia. Hey Team Charles in the building.
What up? What up, bro? What's good?
Okay, DeMarcus said the episode was a solid 8. Did I give my rating? Think I said 7. Hello, 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 and welcome. Henrietta gotta go, a major problem. Now that's something that stood out absolutely to me. Hey, Monique.
What up? What up? What up?
Hey. And Chase says, hey, y'all, free Lucille. I know that's right. Lucille might be getting more free than we think or anticipate, y'all. So let's get right into the slides
Jesus.
and let's you feel a way about that, Jay? You feel a
I
way? Just
don't. I just know that we're gonna talk about it. That's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna talk about it.
okay, y'all.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Opening, like Jay said, we are reeling right with the loss of so many people during the last episode. I believe we attended 3 funerals within the first 5-10 minutes of this episode. And the first was Kevin. Here we see Jen and Bryant graveside. And we didn't get to see Kevin's no good mama, but she dipped in, looked him up and down, and walked out. What did you think of this moment? What did you think of this scene, Jay?
Yeah, it's just we are mourning the passing of one of the saddest deaths in BMF. Besides, the other kid that was stabbed by Lamar, right? We all remember that one. But this one is the saddest because not only was he, he took himself out, but this is the one where he was forced, right, into, being violated. So this one was the saddest. Like I said, I did feel a little sorry for Brian, but at the same time, it's his fault. I'm glad Jen was there at least because she did get to know Kevin, and that was cool. You know what I'm saying? So for her to kind of still be there to kind of be a moral support for Brian because Brian ain't have nobody else. Obviously, there's nobody else really there besides his the mother of Kevin. But yeah, man, it's obvious that Brian has burnt a lot of bridges based on his actions and his just like he's just really not he's not a good guy. He's not a good guy, and it's obvious. It's obvious. And then when we see him roll over to T and them trying to bury Diesel, oh my God! Like I get why he's very emotional right now. So he's doing some crazy stuff, and yeah, I mean they could have popped Brian easy. They could have popped him easy. You know what I mean? So you know, yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, your boy Brian is just not a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He's just not a good dude, and he's suffering from not being a good dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's never gonna win, and he still blames Terry for absolutely everything. I
What up? What up? You okay?
technical difficulties. I literally got booted, and I think we're back. Okay, let's go back.
Okay.
Let's
It's all
try
right.
this
We're
again.
gonna hold it down. We're gonna hold it down. Whatever's going on, we're gonna hold it down. Fam, we're gonna hold it down for Sweet Pea, right? We got it. It's all good. Whatever she going through, it's all love. We all here gonna talk about it. So whatever, if you pop in and out, if stuff start dropping, we still gonna be chatting and talking. We gonna hold it down. All right, don't even
Okay,
worry about it.
perfect. And I
Don't even
tried to
sweat
get
it.
the slide for Bryant going over to Terry because we know that they were experiencing their own loss on that side. What did you
Mhm.
think about the moment? And maybe you covered it while I was kicked off the internet. What did you think of the moment where Bryant threw Terry into the open?
Yeah, I did speak about it, but I'll speak about it again. Again, he's definitely emotional right now, so he's making some crazy moves, and I can understand. You just lost your son. You see the guys that absolutely you've been chasing after, and they're terrorizing the neighborhood, right? But you know, you can't get them for nothing. Your son is gone. You're angry to see Terry. Every time you see Terry, it's always on site, so him pushing Terry and kicking dirt on him was kind of crazy. But again, we was ready. We was ready with the straps, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? What you want to do? But even Jen was ready too. She had a little piece on the side, like, all right, y'all want to pull? We ready to go. What's good? You know what I'm saying? What'd you think about
It was hilarious. I mean, I just feel like
it?
From Terry being called Cyclops a couple episodes ago, I feel like that opened the floodgates to roast Terry, and so this was just, another step in the process. But I will say that Terry, to me, walked into his full manhood status during this episode, and we'll get into it as we get to those slides. Okay, so now we are at another funeral in a different location.
Mhm,
Techwood burying the baby that was taken out during the
mhm.
whole war between the MKs and Techwood and BMF. Remy, what did you think? What did you think of Remy's attitude, even in this moment, talking to his friend?
Again, super prideful, narcissistic, want to be in control, control freak, just totally not being reasonable. Like Meech came up, no crew, no nothing. Of course, I can understand why you're upset because on site, Meech is just knocking you out every time you get in the club. So I get it. But, right now, he's coming in peace. And I like his boy. I forgot his name. I like his boy because he's like, yo, man, like, we'll talk about it as we go into the scenes, but he seems more reasonable than Remy because Remy, it seems like he's so defeated that he still kind of wants to put up this front like he's in control of things and he's making the right decisions. Obviously, he's not because we have lost Milton, right? So thank you, Claude. So it's like we lost Milton, we lost a whole lot of people from Techwood, and you're supposed to be the leader of Techwood. So it's not looking good for you right now because if you would have just been a little bit more reasonable, we could have saved the people. We could have saved the kids. We really could have.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I like in this moment that Claude is kind of seeing Remy for who he is. We did get a little bit, I believe, of background and history, and he talks about how um, Remy kind of pulled him up. You know what I mean? He looked out for him when he was younger, put him on, wanted him to do something different. He decided to go on this path anyway. But now, as a grown man, seeing kind of the mistakes that Remy's making, it's opening his mind. And of course, much love to Meech as usual, because he came in peace. He didn't come, um, harboring any ill will or wanting to do anything to them. So yeah, it just further showed, like you said, Remy's character. So now
Hmm.
whoever predicted this last week was absolutely correct. Meech decided to have a repass at the house. So BMF got together, and we've seen kind of these moments before, right? The family dinners, but this one was a little bit different. What'd you think of this, of the repass and Meech's plans for the future?
Well, again, this is just another display of great leadership by Meech. Prior to this, he did have a conversation with T, right? And he was telling T, listen, bro, like you got to share the wealth. You got to take care of your family, show appreciation to your family. Stop barking orders. The more you show appreciation, you share the wealth, it definitely increases the morale of the team and of the organization. So Meech is teaching T at the same time. He's not only talking the talk, he's walking the walk. So he's absolutely showing appreciation to them, saying we lost a lot of soldiers, but we're gonna stick together. I appreciate you. Of course, Duffy's like, yeah, yeah, we appreciate you too, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool to see that we a family, we're gonna stick together, whatever happens, we're gonna have to expand. And as we expand, we're gonna stick together no matter what. So I like this whole scene, and I like to see the leadership that Meech is displaying.
I do too, and I like the vision for expansion. I really like that.
Right.
I like the St. Louis possibility. It'll be interesting to see where it goes with those
Yeah.
characters in St. Louis, but I'm excited for us to branch out, and then there goes your guy giving the side eye.
Duffy boy, he funny as hell, boy.
It's okay. Your girlfriend, Jay, your girlfriend.
That is not my girlfriend. Let's get that straight. It's not my girlfriend. I just like her
Sorry,
dance. I
you just have
I
an
like
appreciation.
I appreciated the dance. I appreciated her help. Okay. But that was never my girl. You know what I'm saying? I like the toot up, but that's about it. But yeah, man, I mean, she actually came through, like before we get to where we need to get to, but she actually had the idea to go and just say, let me ask around, let me talk to these people and these politicians, and I know this and that, and let me see what's going on. And she found out a lot of information for Meech. So I can
Yeah.
appreciate that.
She did, but how do you feel, and we're not gonna get there till later, but how do you feel about
Mhm.
this whole interaction? Do you think that Angel really fell in love with Meech
No,
in this episode? No,
no.
still don't?
I think she just appreciated him coming through and helping her out when she obviously needed a little bit of help. She was under Greenie's thumb for so long that she didn't there was no other place for her to go as far as like just not being treated the way she was treated. So once Meech came around, he showed her, hey, you know what? I respect you, you know, hold on to your dreams, you're better than this, your value is higher. So once she got that treatment, she kind of went with him. But we know what happens in the end when he's about to leave. So we'll talk about that when we get to it. But I don't think she was in love with him, but I think that she was loyal to him because he did take care of her.
Yeah, I do. I think it was kind of a relationship of convenience. I think he made her feel
Hmm.
safe. I think she definitely started to see herself in a different light because of everything he was pouring into her in terms of positivity and owning who
Yeah.
she was, the talent, all that. But yeah, we knew it was temporary. Like I said, we can't make a housewife, not in that moment.
Yeah.
Now, well. Now, let me ask you this before we get into this part of the scene. Before this, Nicole is there in the kitchen, right? And the phone rings. Who did you think was on the phone? Because somebody gave me a
Well,
different theory, and
okay.
I don't know if their theory was correct. But who did you think it was?
Before we get to that, though, shout out to my guy, Charles Wilson, because as she is cooking, she is smiling as we predicted, and she is humming. I just moved, so you know what I'm saying. So shout out to my guy for doing what he does. She is happy in the kitchen cooking. All right, the breakfast or whatever the case is, right? But because I see you try to skip. See, that's the thing. You see what she tried to do, family? She tried to skip over the good parts to get
It
to the
wasn't
phone and talk about the doctor.
it wasn't
So
good
let's
enough.
let me put it in perspective for you, fam. Like, obviously, he did what he needed to do, and it was cool that it happened. Of course, they still have to work things out. It's still complicated, but the fact that she was happy, the fact that she was happy, And the fact that she was doing her thing. See, again, the hate. I was right. It's okay. I was right. Y'all was
My
saying, oh, she looking at him like, no attitude. She was happy. Okay. She was happy. Now you want to get to the phone?
no, because we're gonna expand on this point since you wanted to
Oh, yeah,
start it.
let's
I
go.
wanted to do
Let's
that
go there.
after because this is more intense. Now, she might have been humming the little trauma bond ditty, but it wasn't enough to change her mind. Can the church say amen? It wasn't enough
Again,
to
it
change
wasn't to change.
Auntie's
It wasn't to change her
mind.
mind. It wasn't to change her mind. It wasn't to change her mind. Charles
But
knew.
still,
Again, let's run it back. Charles knew that she was messing with the doctor, or she was seeing the doctor, or whatever she was doing.
she's been open and
He was
honest.
doing everything it took to get the ball rolling. As he said, I'm working on bringing us back together, bringing the family back together. That's going to start with me and you. So he knows there's work to be done, and he's trying to get her back into where they were before, in fact, in a better place. So he's working on it. And she obviously is taking it in,
Is
and
she?
she's humming the song. Yeah, she is. She's taking
That's
it
not what
in.
she
That's
told
why.
Nicole. That's not what she told Nicole. She said, no, don't get any
Of
ideas.
course. And then they had their conversation. Then they had the conversation, and we see where it went from there. Respect. I want to show respect to Charles, because whether he's winning or not, he's trying. So I salute him for trying to actually bring the family back together. That's all I'm saying.
And all I'm saying is it wasn't good enough. It's a too little, too late. She still got the good doctor on her mind, but noble
He ain't
effort.
good. He ain't good. He ain't good.
Nope, noble effort on the part of Uncle Charles. Lucille is not teaching Nicole about how to tell the truth. Okay. Now
Thank you,
the
DeMarcus.
phone. Now
Yeah, the phone.
the phone. This was my thought. Cortland, we're simpatico. I thought Breeze was on the phone. Somebody in the comments earlier, I think it was Suburbia. I think it was you, Suburbia. You said that it was the doctor. Now, what were you inclined? What was your inclination about who was on the phone when Nicole said wrong number?
There was nothing showing that Breeze was on the phone at all. And then later on, we find out that the doctor was calling and not answering the calls. So exactly, thank you, Monique. It's the doctor. And they had a whole play, and she said, if he calls while your father's around, just say it's the wrong number. And that's why she also said, the pastor wanted me to be an assistant pastor, but I don't feel right because our house is just not, exactly, Suburbia.
Hold on.
Our house is not in order. And she's lying and teaching her daughter how to lie. So yeah, you're right. She's not qualified.
I absolutely thought it was. I'll go back and rewatch the episode again because I didn't catch that. I really thought she was hiding her little boyfriend.
Why do you think y'all know your look that y'all give each other, right?
Who was y'all?
Okay. I'm talking about women. That's what I'm talking about. Women, when y'all look at each other and be like, okay, you know what to do. It's like you don't say anything. It's just like not spoken. It's the unspoken communication. Cold. There you go. Cold, unspoken communication for that's the doctor. You know the drill. You know the drill. You know the drill. Mm-hmm.
And here's Uncle Charles. I want my family. You know why you're here. You chose me all those years ago, and you're going to choose me again. Is Auntie Lucille going to choose Charles again?
Again, he's making an effort. She chose him over the doctor years ago. He just needed to remind her who she chose. And yes, he did say the best man won. They have a family. Now, how good the family's doing? Hey, did she teach her daughter how to lie when what happened? What are you talking about, Monique?
I think she's talking about the call, but she'll clarify now.
Okay,
Charles
I'm sure.
actually likes Bree, so why would Charles mind Nicole talking to Bree? I don't know. Maybe the mama would have minded because she was the one really with the issue with Nicole dating. But yeah, it like y'all said, it's overwhelming that it was the doctor. That just wasn't my thought. And so he's whispering, singing his little.
She's singing it.
I just don't think it's enough. But time will.
She's happy. She's happy in this very moment. And they're happy in this very moment. And I'll take that over everything. It's complicated. It's not simple. It's complicated.
Definitely nuanced, extremely nuanced. I think she's thinking about the doctor though in this moment, and I think she's ready for that
No,
date. What did
no,
you
she
think about her
wasn't. That
honest
makes no
approach?
sense. How was she thinking about the doctor singing the song that Charles was singing? I don't get that. Where
Like,
do you
she was
get that
thinking
from?
about the doctor when she looked
That
at that
makes
business
no
card.
sense. Oh,
If
the
it
business card, yes. Okay, okay.
if
I'm
it
listening.
was
Go ahead,
all
go ahead.
good, you know what I'm saying? I mean, clearly, Auntie Lucille can get excited based on inanimate objects, so that's not a thing. My thing is if it was so good and the loving was so good and it's so sweet and she does look happy in this moment, why still go with the good doctor after this? Why go with Dr. Feelgood?
Again, Rome wasn't built in a day. This is a process, right?
Okay.
So it's a process of Charles trying to win her heart back, right? So it's not going to happen overnight. He's not just going to sing a song, give it a D, and she's like, "Oh, I'm in love with you again." That's a fantasy. That's why I like this because it's actually real, right? Like when if your boyfriend or whoever you was with, and I'm talking to the audience too, if somebody did you wrong, you're not going to automatically be like, "Oh, I forgive you." It's we're back together again. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to be like, "Okay, you need to work harder to win my heart back because my heart is hurt, and you need to do more." So Charles is working on it. That's all.
Okay. A work in progress. I can receive that. And so based on another since we're going down the lane of toxic relationships, Big
Jeez.
Key and Terry,
Mm.
she's ready for him to take her out on the town. She said, "Big Terry, where are you taking me, boo? Where you taking me to?"
Jesus.
How did you feel about Keisha, Big Keish, this episode? Are her intentions becoming more clear to you? Because they're absolutely crystal clear to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she wants to be with T, but his nose is wide open, and she knows that. You know what I mean? So before we get to any of the dinner and everything else like that, remember, there was a dream that T was having. You know what I'm saying? He's going through it right now. He's like, yo, Henry is making my life a living war, a living hell. And I don't want Marquisha to be hurt. So he's having dreams about Marquisha getting hurt. But she gave some real good information. So I'm gonna give her that. I'm gonna give her, a shout out for that. Just saying, hey, you need to get to the daddy because he's an ex-cop turned, drug lord. You need to talk to him. So yeah, shout out to Keish on that part. But at the same time, your boy, he's still younger. We got to remember, T is still younger than Marquisha. But his nose is so wide open. He wants this relationship to happen while he's still having a baby by LaWanda. You know what I mean? So definitely toxic on both ends. And I know we're gonna get to what she did it later on, but it was crazy, crazy.
I agree. So not Tinder,
Well,
DT.
Tender D.
Monique, not you love the dream. You was hoping it was true. I'm ready for Big Keish to be gone, but honestly, I still see as Big Keish using Terry as a vehicle at this point. I
Absolutely.
really feel like I feel like she wants to be a boss. I don't think it's just about being with Terry and being his woman. I honestly think she wants stake in the empire. That's what I feel like. And we'll
I agree
see
with you. I
how
agree with you.
that turns out. Now,
Mhm.
this might be shout out to you, Jay. Okay, because I think last week or whoever in the chat, that's for whoever, right?
Candy Love, and myself.
Was
Yes,
it
shout out to
Candy?
Candy
Okay,
Love.
Candy Love. Shout out, hey, Candy girl. When y'all
Yeah,
said that Nicole was gonna say something slick. So it wasn't just the pamphlets. Apparently, it was birth control pills that Auntie Lucille gave to Nicole, because take them, because I don't want you to be me. I don't want you
that
to
was the
be
big reveal. That was the big reveal.
Yeah, and I wondered in that moment how that made Nicole feel. Like, did it make Nicole feel unwanted or you know what I mean? Because Lucille revealed in that moment, I felt trapped. Like, I felt like I didn't have any other option, and I do not
Yeah.
want that for you. So take these birth control pills. But Nicole did get her slick in there and say, "Mama, you need these more than I do. I'm not having the SDX." What did you think about this moment?
Yeah, this scene was again revealing, but at the same time, salute to Lucille on showing that you need to kind of use your words and stop coming out your mouth slick talking. If you want to talk, say, "Mom, can we talk?" and share your concerns, right? Share your thoughts on what's going on. So I like how mom was like, "You want to say something? Say something." You know what I'm saying? And she's just like, "Yo, you got bigger fish to think about, bigger things to think about, because you in between my father and the doctor, so you need to focus on that. Stop worrying about me. I'm not having sex." You know what I mean? But we know what happened at the very end, which is wild funny, and we'll get to that.
It
But
was hilarious.
it was hilarious, right? So, but again, this is what Nicole's growing up in. The reason why she got a sassy mouth is because of the chaos and the dysfunction of this family. And I get it. While I don't respect you, disrespecting your mom or your parents, I don't condone that. What I'm saying is, it's like she's very strong, and she had to be. Nicole has to be so strong throughout all of this, with all this chaos going on. She doesn't want the projection of what's going on with her mom, what's going on with her father, what's going on with Meech, and what's going on with T to be projected onto her. And I think we established that a couple of episodes ago. So yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. This this was the outcome of this is hilarious.
Absolutely. And I mean, you're totally right. I think when Nicole, she couldn't have said, I mean, she could have said it better, more respectfully, because I am too big on
Right.
respecting your parents, honor your father and mother. Okay.
Yeah.
But she's sick of them. She's like, I'm the only one doing the right thing. And y'all are always coming down on me. Leave me alone. Bree
Right.
said, Nicole has been slick at the mouth lately, but I feel like the parents aren't understanding her. Absolutely.
That's right,
Monique
Reese.
says, sassy mouth.
You part of that
Lucille is
sassy
using,
mouth crew.
oh,
Not you, Monique.
oh,
Monique.
oh, 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 oh.
I mean,
Suburbia says Lucille is using the drunken style on Nikki's face.
Right, right.
Why Markeisha never with her kids? Life is good. That's a great question. I wondered the
Great
same.
question. Shout out. It was good.
Markeisha and Angel are similar in some ways. Okay.
Yeah, they both
She's
trifling.
trifle life. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We are out to dinner now. At a beautiful restaurant. I mean, when I tell you Auntie Lucille even snatched that asymmetrical wig off and put on her good hair for this dinner, the red dress, the red pocketbook. I mean, they're loving on one another. I will be honest with you though, Jay. In this moment, when he got the page, I was like, "Is Dr. Feelgood doing something under the table, a little bit scurvy?"
I
I
could
don't.
agree with you. I was expecting that. I think all of us thought the same thing, right? It was like, oh, that's one of his ladies, right? But he was on call. I mean, I agree with you. This was a very lovely moment. I can't front. It was very nice. She looks amazing. He was treating her very well. You know what I'm saying? Like, just really showing genuine, appreciation for her. And yeah, he still has the hots for her. You know what I mean? Like, he knows he made a mistake, or I don't know if she chose Charles and didn't choose him, then I think he's trying to just say, hey, listen, I really, really loved you. And no matter what happens, I mean, she told the truth too. So I gotta give it to her.
She did.
I got to give it to her. She told the truth and said, hey, I'm still living with my husband, even though we're separated. So shout out to her on that, being truthful, being honest. And he respected that. So, it was a nice moment. They're trying to figure things out. She's trying to figure things out. Before this, though, we do have to mention Charles. Let's not forget these conversations. Where are you going? I'm going to be transparent with you, Charles. I'm going out to dinner with the doctor. The doctor. I don't know how good he is yet. We don't have all that information. He's okay. But what Charles said, and shout out to Charles, is thank you for being honest. And I'm going to give you all the space you need to figure it out. Salute to Charles, all right, on that. Because he could have gotten his feelings, he could have gotten his emotions, he could have got, why you going out with him? What you doing? I'm trying to bring the family back together. He could have went left, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? And he couldn't, and he didn't. So I respect Charles for that.
It's easier, I think, when someone is upfront and honest with you.
Yes.
About things. And I did love that for Auntie Lucille. I feel like she's coming back into her own her uprightness with that. Let's see. Suburbia says Nikki is not honoring her father by keeping secrets from him about Lucille. And I guess that's what I'm not
That's true.
reconciling in my mind, because if you're going to tell him that you're going out on a date with him and that you're talking to him, what's the issue with him calling? Maybe it's the disrespect of calling the marital home.
She was trying to respect him, but she was, omitting information to not cause problems in the house. Oh, it's the doctor, mom. Like, how would that look after
Yeah.
she's happy cooking? They just had a session, and you know what I'm saying? Like, kids feel the energy in the air. When there's happiness in the kitchen and happiness around your parents, we feel that as children. So she didn't want to disrupt that. And maybe that was not even a plan. Maybe it was like, oh shoot, the doctor calling. Oh, sorry, wrong number. Maybe she did that. Maybe there wasn't a plan at all. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Lucille didn't tell her to do that. I don't know. What you
But
guys think?
Nicole just kind of has a thing. I think to as a well, I don't know. Nicole, I don't know. Can you see who she's closer to in terms of her parents? Because I know some girls are always gonna the girl and their mom are just tight like that. You know what I mean? And some girls are daddy's girls. I don't know
Right.
what impression I've got, because like Nicole said, she really hasn't gotten a huge opportunity to just be a kid, right? Every time
Yeah.
we have interactions with her, it's about Nicole, you're not doing this, Nicole, you're doing this, tighten up.
Right. I haven't seen her closeness to Charles as opposed to her closeness to her mom. When I say closeness, I'm just talking about just interaction. And I know what you mean by, yeah, some of us are closer to our dads than our mom. I get it. I get it. But I think she just is more in communication with Lucille. So I think she's just trying to keep the peace in the house and just like stay out of my business, y'all.
Leave me alone. Yes,
Yeah.
Doctor Feel Good, Jay Antoinette. Absolutely. Honesty is the best policy for sure. Brought her date back to that. Well, the job had to get the
Because
job had
we know the hospital ain't coming to the hood no time soon. So
mm, ended. Well, Raw Dog Charles had his mistress coming over borrowing boxes.
yeah, it's
Jay will
true.
say don't bring up old stuff though, right? That's
We're in
from
season 3.
a bygone time. Lucille never told Charles that she kissed Dr. And she kissed him again. She kissed him again on this good night.
But again, right? So again, Charles being the good man that he is. There's good sides of Charles. Hold on. Let me say my point. The good side of Charles is I'm gonna give you enough space to figure it out. Now, if he found out, we got to see what that reaction would be that they are kissing and smooching in public, because they are. But because he said, I'm gonna give you time to figure this out, go ahead and do your thing. I'm gonna be here, and my mission is to bring this family together. So when you figure it out, I'll still be here to work with you to bring this family together.
Reaching to call Charles a good man. I would say he's doing some
No,
good things right now.
he is a good man. He is a good man. He is a good man that made a mistake. Just like Lucille is a good woman that made a mistake. Just like we all are good people who make mistakes. Okay.
I need to see the evidence where Charles has proven himself to be a good man over time. But we'll see.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
Did a good thing. Oh, and let me go back, because I don't actually have scenes of the rest of it, because I don't. But during this dinner, the good doctor gets a page. And of course, I thought it was something nefarious. The first time this season that I thought ill of Dr. Feelgood, I was like, Dr. Phil, what you got going on the side? Dr. Feelgood. But it was Nicole calling because LaWanda is now in labor. What did you think of that?
Well, before we get to that, I'm sorry. I do have to shout out Suburbia Jones, because he does make a good point. She didn't tell the doctor that she was sleeping with Charles.
Sleeping,
That's a good
kissing.
point. Sleeping with Charles. Lucille sleeping with Charles. She
Oh, with
slept
her
with
husband.
Charles.
Well, she said they
Yes.
shared the same home, I guess, but
But
I guess
she didn't reveal that part wasn't revealed. You know what I'm saying? But okay, cool. So I'm sorry. Your question again was.
I don't even know. That threw me for a loop, because I would wonder what she would need to tell the good doctor that they haven't been intimate yet.
Well, because she is kissing on the doctor and he is looking forward to spending time with her. And he now has this information that, listen, you're separated. Separation doesn't mean this. which is the bang, bang, boom, boom. Right. So if you're going to be transparent all the way. That's Suburbia Jones's point. Like, be transparent all the way.
Okay.
Like,
They haven't made anything official. She and Dr. Feelgood. I don't think she owes him that information unless
if you're
they
going
decide
to
to take it to that level.
if you're going to
But
kiss and rub and doing all this and that and being intimate like this, you need to be honest. Yes,
they're not at the point of they are not at the point of the sex. They're not there yet. They're not. And I don't know if she owes him that. And at the end of the day, like y'all always say, y'all
we're not asking
their
okay.
husband. So.
Okay, we're not asking anybody who owes what. But if you're going to be transparent, be transparent. Now, I get this. This is innocent kissing, innocent spending time together. I get it. But, it's like, hey, if you're going to be transparent, just be transparent on the way, right? They want to spend time together. I get it. It's cool. I don't got no problem with it. Figure it out, Lucille. Figure it out. True.
For honesty. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So this was the question. They're at dinner. The pager goes off. Like I said, I think Dr. Feelgood's up to no good in this moment, but it's actually Nicole. What did you think? What did you think of this moment having to go rush to the family home, the Flannery home, and deliver LaWanda's baby in the living room on the floor?
Can you say awkward, right? Can you say awkward? Super awkward to go from this nice restaurant, 911, and it's the house that I've been calling all this time to try to reach you, but it's not you on the phone. It's your daughter talking about we can't get to the freaking ambulance. Now it's time to go into action, bro. It's time to go into action. So I was happy that he did spring into action. I was happy that he put on his doctor's hat, went there immediately, did his thing, right? But here comes Charles, super awkward, walking like, what the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? I get it. Right. But I appreciate Charles for having, he held it back, right? Because he could have easily like, what you doing? Da da da. Could have spazzed out. He didn't get emotional. He held it down. He let the doctor do what he did. And now we got a new baby, a new Flannery in the family, right? You know what I'm saying? So the doc did his thing. And Nicole, you want to go there with Nicole? It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? You hosted this, but Nicole was there. And
well.
Nicole was there. And I thought,
go ahead.
I'm saying it was very hilarious to see freaking Nicole helping out and actually watching what's going on. Push, and then this bloody baby come out. And she was like, like she threw up in her mouth, ran upstairs and popped them pills. Like, I ain't having no baby. It ain't going down.
I said, don't overdose on the pills, Nicole, because she was like, that's never gonna be me. And I wasn't mad. The first time I saw a baby born, it was like alienation, is what it felt like to me. I could only imagine baby Nicole watching that thing go down.
Yeah. Alienation. That's funny.
I was like, wow. But no, she ran up. I said, baby Nicole, do you know the rules for the birth control? Don't take them all. Just take
Right. Yeah, she just popped one. I was exaggerating when I said she popped all those pills, but she just popped one like, all right, that's it. I ain't having that one. I ain't having no baby. It's not going down. I ain't even, ain't no peen, no vagine, no nothing.
No peen, no vagine, no nothing. Okay, let's go. And let's go here though, because while all this is happening, while Dr. Feelgood and Lucille are rushing to get back, Terry takes Big Quiche to the family restaurant. Because why not? I want to share this with you. I want to have a close, intimate moment with you there, right? She's like, I thought we was going to Ruth's Chris. I thought we was going to Steak 48. I thought we were going to Frisco's or something. You know what I'm saying? But I wore this dress for this. Big Quiche is problematic for so many reasons, but what ticked me off the most in this moment was her turning off his phone and pager. You don't do that with a man who has children at all, or anyone. How dare you? What'd you think of this moment?
Man, so on one side, listen, I gave you information. It helped you out. You did what you had to do, and you went to the father. We'll talk about that, right? So she helped out. Cool. Take me out to dinner. I'm thinking fancy restaurant. I'm thinking a restaurant like, Lucille and the doctor, right? And then turn around It's like, you selfish right now because he just told you, yeah, Wanda about to pop any moment. He just told you that. So here we go. You turning the page off and the cell. Like, oh man, it gets no trifling than that. Like,
It
I
does.
understand you want to spend time with him, but come on, man, you don't do that. You bugging. She was bugging in that moment. You know what I mean?
Which
So I'm
got me
glad.
thinking she might have done the other thing. She might have well, Henry probably called the CPS, but it now puts me in the mind that Big Quiche, nothing is below her to do. Like, I think she might do some other stuff because
Yeah.
that was very selfish and weird. I just don't understand why. Like, girl, you're not that desperate to see Terry like that. What is it really? Is it about control?
It's about her just wanting to get him away from LaWanda and everything else. Like, just I already got four boys. You know what I'm saying? You talking about splitting stuff and this, that, and the third and helping us out. You already gave us a house. You already gave us a home. Okay, I want to spend time with you because you're running around and your brain is all over the place, but I helped you out. Take me out to dinner. Treat me to dinner based on the information I gave you, based on, everything that I've done. But she just relying on him. And his nose is wide open and she knows that and she's taking full advantage of that. And her turning that off, super selfish, man. Super, yeah, just like you said, Monique, controlling, very like, he already got him in my pocket. Let me just excavate, like cut off the communication with the rest of the family so I can have him for myself so then I can take over
Mhm.
BMF.
And get whatever I want. I mean, she wants to definitely to be in the queen
Yeah,
seat. She wants to throw Meech out the way. She wants it to be her and Terry running stuff, I
super
think.
trifling, yo.
Now, some other things happened too behind the scenes. We saw Terry this episode make an appeal to Henry's better nature, uh, which was brutally rebuffed. Okay.
Mm, mm,
But
mm,
then
mm.
later, based on Big Keisha's advice, we saw Terry go directly to Henry's daddy, which I thought was actually a very awesome moment. And this is when my mind started to open up about the possibilities for the future. Because in that
Mhm.
moment, I thought Terry and Blaze,
Yep.
okay, that's the alliance nobody thought they needed, but would need, I think. I think in the moment where they met, when he was putting up the art in the home, I was like, this is really who Terry is at his core. And I think they're more alike than different. I think Terry's more like Blaze than his own daughter is. What did you think of that whole interaction, Terry trying to stop the violence?
That's a good perspective, my sweet P. The fact that this conversation happened, um, that's very revealing, right? So him going to see Blaze is what Brian should have did. Brian should have went back to Blaze and said, yo, your daughter's messing up, da da da. We'll get to that. But I think Blaze really respected Terry for coming in a reasonable manner. And he said, I like BMF. Y'all don't cause any violence. You know what I'm saying? Less bodies and more money, right? Just like he was trying to negotiate with Henry. So for him to go to Blaze and be like, yo, try to convince your daughter to stop bugging because we want to do business and I can supply you with the deepest discount of the purest stuff
Mhm.
and we can work this out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has to drop anymore. And when they had this conversation here, it was again another reveal, right? Another reveal as to the complicated relationship that they have. What do you want? Did you want a son? No, I wanted a daughter. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the prettiest. I cultured you. The what he said, the Jack and Jilliest, because they got Jack and Jill with the whole, if y'all know about Jack and Jill.
Society,
So he
cotillion, that stuff.
yeah, all that good stuff, right? So I'm sure he made sure he busted his ass as a cop and a dealer to make sure they had the finer things. Look at his house. So turn around, look, she's like, look at me. This is who I am. So I saw both sides. I saw like, I want you to be my daughter, but she's like, I want you to see who I am, what I feel like, what I look like, who I am as Henry, not as Henrietta. So yeah,
I agree, and I think a lot of her this character, which I can't stand this character. I think
yeah.
this character is like such a caricature of that space, and I just like what's the reason y'all are making her like this? But I think a lot of her issues are perceived even. and not real, because we can tell that Blaze loves his child, right? He loves her seemingly unconditionally up to a point.
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it seems like she's just taking this on her back because she hasn't fully become comfortable with her true identity, is what it feels like to me, because she's overcompensating in so many areas. And for you to just to rather than sit down and talk with Terry, she could have learned something about everything that happened, right? Um,
Yeah.
Especially about the loss of her cousin. She's blaming that on BMF. She's blaming a lot of things on BMF that aren't necessarily BMF. So since we have Henry up, let's just go ahead and get into Bryant, honey.
Before we get
Bryant,
into Brian, I want to point out one more thing, if I can. I think what the writers were trying to do with this moment is something that I think those in the LGBT community kind of go through, right? Families see you one way, right? See you as a girl or see you as a guy, whatever the case is. So I think they were trying to kind of put this on the table for discussion, for people to kind of, see the complication and the friction that families and a person who is, LGBTQ and what they go through as far as that conversation. I think that's what they were trying to do here to kind of put it on the table to have the conversation for us to kind of like recognize that this goes on and that it is an issue where families don't see a person as to who they see themselves as. You know what I'm saying? So going to
and
Bryant. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I wanted to expound on that point even more, because I
Sure.
definitely agree with the sentiment, like in theory, but the
Mhm.
execution of it with this character is so poor. Like it's completely, just completely over the top. But
It
like
makes
you
it
said,
it makes it
very good
hard. Yeah, go ahead, I'm
representation.
sorry.
Because we'd want to,
Yeah.
I would think if you're putting that out there, you'd want us to sympathize with this character. You'd want us to have compassion for her plight. And
Yeah.
as it stands right now, we just can't stand Henry, no matter what she's going through.
You
We just
know, I'm sorry. I was saying the other day, and I was thinking, I was like, I think because they made her out to be this menacing character, now they're trying to humanize her in this way that we're talking about. But we don't see the actual, for every villain, there is a reason, right? There's a reason they're doing this. They either have a child that they want to take care of, they either have, something else. But with her, it's like, I just want to prove that, I could do this just as good as a man, or, what I'm saying? It's like that. And a lot of us don't really care. Like the stakes for her is not as high as we would like. Like Lamar, right? We go back to Lamar. Lamar wanted to get rid of Meech because Meech was messing with his baby mama and he wanted to have a family with Monique and baby girl. That was his whole motive. Like, get rid of them. I want to take over. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, this one is definitely complicated. I think it's more complicated than we're saying. We just don't like her, and a lot of us don't care what her motive is.
That's the thing. And I think even if they had made Blaze a more, um, I guess, overbearing father or whatever, that could have even given us a glimpse more into her humanity. But right now, we
Right.
just see her as a terrible person. I
As
just think
annoying.
they executed the character better.
Yeah, yeah, she's annoying. Like she's like the overprivileged kid that's trying to prove that they could be just like their dad. And it's like, we don't care. So what?
Girl, like,
I don't
so
care. Like, why should I care that you are, what I'm saying, fighting goons? You're making it hard for Terry. Terry's trying to negotiate with you and you don't care. You just a brat. And we don't, I don't like brats. So I don't care.
So in this, while we're still kind of on Terry, Henry, Blaze, do you think that that Blaze would take Henry out all about this deal and quieting the streets? Because when he was talking to Henry, he was like, look, we got police officers in the mix. Y'all done killed an officer or unalived an officer. Y'all have done all these things. We got to fix this. So in an effort to fix it with his connections, with his business, is it potential that he could take Henry out, his own
Oh,
child?
let's go even deeper. Let's expand on that. He said that because you did what you did and this officer was taken out, it messed up our other side businesses we got going on. And she's like, well, that's your department. No, It's our department because what you do on the outside affects us on the inside. We cover these events, and now we can't even do that. That's money that's not coming in our pocket from the police. And then she's like, well, you brought in your frat guy. It's like the police are not a frat. Like you're tripping right now. Take the deal. I spoke to T. Quiet your ass down. Now to answer your question, I think that he's not going to take her out because that's his daughter. We saw what happened with Henry when Henry tried, well, not Henry, what happened with Brian when Brian tried to come in there and try to take her out. We're going to teach him a lesson. They beat him down, dropped him off in nowhere, in the middle of nowhere, right? Dropped them all, beat them down. Yeah. Just we're going to teach you a lesson. You ain't going to come after my daughter. You know what I'm saying? That's my daughter, bro. Like, I understand you're upset, but you ain't doing that. But to finish what I was saying, like, I think he's going to allow someone, if not Terry, someone to do what they need to do in order to get her out of the way. Because right now she's in the way. She's a major problem, not only to BMF, but now to her own father. So yes. You're not playing ball. You're not playing ball. You're just trying to prove and just trying to show your balls off, your fake balls. You know what I'm saying? For what? For what? So
yeah, because nobody, like you said, nobody cares. Like Henry, girl, no one's going to take your spot. Nobody's after you. Like,
yeah. And just to be clear, we appreciate the actress, right, or the actor, whatever way you go about it. We're not talking about the actor. We're talking about the character. That's all. So I just want to be clear so people don't be like, oh, they don't like the person playing. No. We're talking about Henry the character, Henrietta. That's what we're talking about.
And in direction, honestly, if that's how they're telling her how to act this out. But I mean, it could be the character. It could be the character as written, right? But so you alluded to it where you kind of said it. So Bryant, guns blazing, goes into Henry's office. Did you think that was going to be a good idea?
I didn't think, like I said, he's very emotional right now, Ashley. He's very emotional. So he's making emotional moves. Right? Let me go up in there, take her out. Bro, you think you're not going to get a backlash? He's not thinking. Just like when we said, when he found out about Kevin. And I think I said, yo, he should have went directly to Blaze. No, he went to Jen's house instead because we know that Jen actually cares about Kevin. I need your help. He ain't go to nobody else. He should have went right back to Blaze, but he didn't. Amberson's out of here, and here we go. So he's very emotional right now, emotionally driven. And if you lost a son or a daughter, I think we all would be in the same position to not really think clearly enough to say, hey, let me take a step back. Let me go see Blaze instead of going to take out Henry. Because there's repercussions.
I really hope. Yeah, and he's been emotional probably for the last season and a half, right? Ever since everything went down, and he's not been thinking clearly. He's been going based strictly on emotion. Now, what I'm hoping that we get to see before the season is over is Bryant come to terms with his part and what he did to play a role in this. Like, I think that's going to be imperative for him moving forward. If he's going to continue to be kind of the arch nemesis of BMF, yeah, I need him to do that because you can't displace this on everybody else. It's not everybody else's fault but yours, right? Okay, DeMarcus Henry is a lot like Tariq from Power. What you think about that?
Similar. It's like similar, right? It's similar because again, it's the rich kid trying to prove something. Yeah. I could see that.
Okay, Life is Good said the inclusion, this is going too far, even at the cost of a character being unrealistic for that time.
Yeah, that was the 90s.
Yeah. I think she's unrealistic for any time. Like there were studly lesbians back then, I'm sure. I just think the character itself is just over the top.
Over, yeah.
I think Jen may take it. Oh, well, that'd be interesting to see.
Never know. She did say, she did say Amberson was like my sister to her father, right? You know, she's like, that was my other sister. Jen's just reaching right now because again, she is still in mourning of her sister.
Yeah.
And she's, you know what I'm saying? So when you're in mourning, you're going to reach out to anybody that's showing you a little bit of love, you know what I'm saying? It kind of relates.
Okay. Let's see, Candy. Would
Mm,
Henry though take out her? Yeah, she would. I think
that would be a flip. That would be a flip. Crazy flip.
yeah, she can't run with that. Monique, they barely know each other. Yeah. Okay. And so now let's go back to Atlanta.
Bruh.
Meech and Angel are in the car. They're following Duffy, right? They're just making their rounds. And we have to talk about something else before that. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
He's
hold
with
on, hold
Niecy. He was
on,
with
hold on.
Niecy. He's with Niecy.
Oh, Niecy,
Just to
yes. Okay.
clarify, yeah.
Rewind though. The
Yeah.
homeowners association. That was another part of
Ah,
this episode that tickled me. When Meech said that that lady is getting dicked down by everybody, unless you want your husband to know. All the men running up in and out of your house while he's at work. When I tell you I fell
ooh.
all the way out, what did you think?
It was funny. Again, another funny moment. You need to cut your grass. The homeowner's insurance. We don't have your paperwork. She coming over there just being trifling, being nosy. You know what I'm saying? And trying to be the homeowner's president, whatever she doing. But when he pointed the fact out that, yeah, I already know your deal. I observed the entire neighborhood and I see all these dudes running up in there getting down with you. We'll cut your grass. He's like, wash your sheets. I was like, yeah,
You can
Beach.
tell you can tell Meech is under a lot of stress because we know he
Yeah,
doesn't talk to his elders like that normally. He's
nah.
always very respectful. But you can tell she was getting under his skin, honey.
Oh, she
Yes,
was.
grass, wash them
She
sheets.
was. Watch them sheets, right, Candy?
I'm sorry, had to go there first. So, okay, yes.
Funny.
So Meech's play niece, he and her in the car, Duffy's in
Hmm.
front, and who do we see pull up? The Red Dogs.
Red dogs, crazy.
Unprovoked, just a
Hmm.
mess. And Meech and them have to get away because if not, listen, we don't need any more smoke. But when they get home, when all is said and done, they're trying to get
Hmm.
him out. They can't find Duffy. Where is Duffy? Okay.
Hmm.
Come to find out, Jay, when the Red Dogs got you, they can keep you. There's no record
Hmm.
of it. They can keep you as long as they want. And turns out
Crazy.
they had a much deeper reason for what they were doing. What did you think about all of this situation as it unfolded?
Again, this is all part of their plan to get rid of the dealers, right? So they are using whoever, pulling in whoever to get at these main people that's bringing the stuff into the city, into the state. So it's all a plot. And like they had nobody regulating them at all, so they can violate your rights and do whatever. I mean, it's basically like the slave masters running in, what I'm saying, and just getting the slaves and just locking them up and doing whatever they want to do. It was like that. Nobody was overriding them, so they got clearance to do whatever. And yeah, Duffy got caught up in that, unfortunately. But yeah, they trying to shake down Meech, BMF, the whole nine before they even really, really get started. Of course, we know who's behind that. We know who's behind it all, right? Greenie. Greenie behind all that. You know what I mean? Greenie is behind everything as far as going at Meech because Greenie's trying to get Meech back. So he's going to comply. He's going to tell whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like Meech hasn't even been there for a year. So you already know, like, yeah, Greenie is snitching on everybody, family, snitching on everybody and trying to get Meech out of the way and trying to get his Angel back. You know what I mean? I think she froze up. It's all good. Here I am, family. It's just me until Sweet Pea comes back. So what did you guys think? Chime in below about this whole scene. Like Duffy got beat down. They're coming after Meech, and Meech has to go dark now, right? He has to go dark. So what did y'all think about this, man? Like they already cracking down on, but I think Greenie is behind it. And do y'all think Glock is behind it too? Do you think Glock is behind it? Because, who knows who Glock knows? You know what I mean? Who knows who Glock knows, right? So who's behind this? I think it's Greenie, and I think it's maybe Glock, but they all trying to take out Meech, period. So here we are. Hey, welcome back.
Anyway, yes, but
Okay.
Greenie not
So
snitching, he's telling. Greenie telling it all. Greeny is telling it all. I abide by that theory. Absolutely. I don't run it by him. He's mad, he's angry. He
Yep.
definitely said as he was getting stuck with that bottle that this was not over.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
he had
You
a
never
lot to
know who knows who, right? You never
absolutely.
know.
Absolutely. And now I think and I'm actually and I know it's under the worst conditions, right? But I'm actually glad that Meech is getting a head start to St. Louis. I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad about that because I think we needed
Mhm.
to get that going, and this is just kind of the push he needed to actually leave because we
Mhm.
know the war and everything that was going on in Atlanta. He was not going to be the one to just up and run, right? Even when Terry was like, "You sure you're not coming back to the D?" He's like, "No," but now that they looking for me, now that they're trying to pin some stuff on me,
Oh yeah.
let's get out. So,
I gotta make moves and I gotta keep the business going. And that's what he was saying. Like I gotta still keep it moving. I can't go and hide and not do anything. Let me just go out here saying, Lewis, I was supposed to get it anyway. And these Red Dogs know my name. Like they know him now because of Greeny and his trifling ass. Right. So yeah, man. Yeah.
so what okay, so that was, Meech getting ready. He's got to let everybody know. He's put his place in order so everyone has a job while he's gone. Everyone knows their roles except for Angel. Except for little Angel. Now,
Well,
Jay.
I okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, did it break your heart? He was leaving Angel at home. Did you want him to take her with him?
Well, no. It didn't break my heart, but I do want to give a shout out to Angel before we get to her trifling part. I do want to give shout out to Angel and her, bucket naked ways of getting information from this politician and just pouring it on and be like drinks on me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the beautiful Angel for her performance and getting that information the way she knows how to get it. You know what I mean? And not going to the motel to like
She
I don't
said,
do that
"I don't
anymore.
do that anymore. I don't do that
So
anymore."
so that lets us know that your boy Greeny was actually for real pimping her out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On some ex SEX worker stuff.
Oh,
Right. They didn't
yeah.
call it that back then. You know
For
what
the
I
right
mean?
price,
But
honey. Yes.
yeah, yeah. So going back to your question, was I upset? No. Oh, I think we was kind of waiting for it. We was waiting for this. Like, well, maybe I should go to Glock. Like, what? Like, nah, you don't mess around with Meech. Meech don't play that. You know what I'm saying? You don't
And why
mess
would you
around with
say it?
words. Yeah, yeah, right there. As we're like discussing me going dark, you gonna take me with me? You said you never leave me. Well, maybe I should go to Glock. I hear he pays more. I'm like, you ain't nothing but exactly what we've been saying you are. You know what I mean? Like, as you said, we can't make a housewife. And that's exactly how she acting, man. So disloyal. I would just jump ship to go hit it. So she went from Greeny, and you know what? It makes sense now. It makes sense now because we saw it as Meech saving her from Greeny. Before Meech came along, she was just going along with the flow, right? Wasn't really a problem, but it may have been a problem. And it was a problem in Meech's eyes. So when she jumped easily to Meech, she could jump easily to Glock or whoever else is providing opportunity and money. So yeah, well, let me see. Gotta use
I remember
it is
that moment
true.
from the Fantasia movie. You gotta use what you got to get what you want. But no,
But
I
he
think
sees more in her.
he did. He actually did. I think he saw the talent. He saw through and I thought it was so interesting in that moment. It was such a departure in the moment for her to just jump bad like that. After Glock done did all of this, that's the name you decide to drop in that moment. Girl, keep some things are better left unsaid because now you're going to be out here unhomed, unhoused because he put you out. He said you can't stay here no more. Now you
You're gonna
don't
be
have any
redline.
protection. Yeah, you don't have any protection. You know what I mean? You really out here on a limb, sis. You done betrayed Greenie, right? Um, so it's gonna be like I said, y'all know I didn't think that Angel was much long for this earth anyway. So yeah, I think she
I,
might have
I
fast forwarded her own track.
I can say this. it was like I said, it was expected, but she's going to betray him. Whoever she goes to, she knows too much now of how he operates. So when you now make an enemy and let her go and dissolve the relationship, she's no longer in the circle. You think she's not gonna go to Glock and tell him what's going on, or maybe go to Remy and tell him what's going on, and that, hey, Meech is not here, so y'all can go and like take down Meech's crew because he's not leading the crew right now. You know what I mean? So she is definitely very snake trifling, and she was trying that trick that I think everybody has used in their life. I think we all, well, if you don't want to do this for me, then I'm not going to do this for you. Well, you don't want to do this. Well, maybe I should take my gift back. You know, people do that manipulation move all the time, but it didn't work on Meech. Meech is like, what?
And
Get
that was
out of here.
listen, that was the quickest I didn't see me throw somebody away. He said, all right, get your stuff out of my house. You can't stay here. You can't be here. No more protection. And I feel like even if she does make that type of move, right? We
Yeah.
saw what happened, what Glock did to Stacks. She'll be super expendable. I don't think
Mhm.
she's much longer, whether it's going to be BMF, Glock, Greenie. Unless she
Whatever.
moves to Canada or Mexico, I don't see it for our good sis Angel.
Definitely a loose end, DeMarcus. You're right. Definitely a loose end. She knows too much now because she was in the inner circle. She knows how it operates. She knows how Meech is moving. You know what I mean?
Now this would have been good, DeMarcus, and maybe Tina will have to deal. Maybe Niecy will have to deal with Angel
Mm.
being disloyal. Who knows? We know she's ready to put in work. So,
Mm.
yep. I ain't switching teams to a man that just said no mercy and unalived. Okay.
Right, Jay.
We'll
Right.
see. But like I said, she still got that ism in her strong. So I mean, at the end of the day, and I don't want to call any woman a hoe, but by trade she was, right? And it's a whole manipulation game going on right now. She's trying to survive. We know from what she's just said, Greenie was all I had. You are all I
Yeah.
have in this world. So that means she'll do anything to survive. So
I like how you worded that. You filling out an application. What was your previous job? Hoe by trade. Like,
listen,
yeah.
by
I
trade.
like how you worded that.
I appreciate it because yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I'm sure Glock will find something. I bet he will too. All
Mhm.
right. Was there any that was my last slide, Jay. Was there anything else that stood out to
Yeah.
you that you wanted to cover?
Yeah.
What did
The stupid ass ending, yo. That was the like, yo. Okay. When T went to go see Henry, and T looks at freaking
oh,
Diz or Wiz or Riz or whatever his name is, right? And he
oh,
looks down, and then they notice that, oh, did you see how Riz was looking at T when T came through? And then they figured out that they got a spy and a mole inside, right? And then she goes with this damn freaking blowtorch. Listen, man. Worst
why did
ending,
she lick it?
dog. Worst ending. Just terrible.
Why
Just
why did she lick it though, Jay? That was my thing. Why we gotta do everything times 1,000? Because I said, "Why would you lick that nasty, dirty blowtorch like that?" It's probably got oils, gasoline. I mean, I don't know what they use to fuel it, but some sort of incendiary liquid. Why are you licking that? Like,
fam, Ashley, sweet
I
pea.
must have
Look,
blocked it out. I'm sorry, I blocked
if
it out.
if if Miss doing too much was a person, this is who we're looking at. You doing too much, fam. Like, just you trying to. It's supposed to be dramatic. It's supposed to be like, ah. First off, let me say this. Y'all notice we've been watching BMF, Power, all of that too long. They have to make us care about a character before they actually take them out, right? That's the whole point. Like, we're supposed to be like, oh, I have compassion. Why did they take Diz out? Wiz, Biz, whatever his name is, right? Why should we care? She could have did this earlier in the mother freaking episode, dog. I'm ranting right now. I'm ranting. Vacay rants. You know what I'm saying? Vacay rants going on. Listen, you could have did that earlier in the episode. That was supposed to be the big ending. That's why I gave it a 6.5. I'm probably gonna bring it back to a 6 now because why should I care? Like, you could have easily did that, took out Diz. Thank you, Diz. and then we could have got to a real actual ending. But this was like the weakest ending for me, man. It's just I was like, yeah, like you know how you eat something that's bad and you got bad taste, and you like wiping your tongue, like get this out of my. It was like that for me. I was just like, so that's why I gave it like a 6.5, 6, whatever. It was just not good to me. Not good. Not good.
Oh
They
my
could have
God.
did better, especially after episode 5. Come on, man.
Yeah,
That's
and I
all.
think they were like they took a break, right? They were like, "Listen, we gave you everything in episode 5. Here's a little bit, let's give you a little bit more story this episode, less action." Not Henry Barbecue Dish like Abuelita in Force. The
Bruh.
way she
That's
was looking at
no.
me, she might have been
Why
you
you
know
do
what?
that, Marcus? Why you bring up grandma? You talk about grandma Abuelita? No, that was sad, yo. That was sad. She was burning like a barbecue. You funny though. You funny. Uh,
Okay. Yikes. But yeah. So what
yeah.
overall thought? So you said a 6. Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, I have new theories. I really like the idea of the alliance between Terry and Blaze. I really like that for Detroit. I really like that for BMF. I think I say by episode 8, Big Keish is gonna truly reveal her motives, her true motives of wanting to be a boss and wanting to get put on in that way, or
Yeah.
making herself so invaluable to Terry. And I hope that we get some new characters in St. Louis. I'm excited to see what the Lou is gonna look like. How about you? Anything you're looking forward to? Any takeaways from this episode?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to episode 7, period. Like I'm done with episode 7. And I'm not trying to be mean. It's just honestly, like there was some parts that was like, oh yeah, great. We found this out. We found that out. Boom, boom. We see Angel naked. Thank you. We see, a lot of different things. We see that the complication between Lucille and Charles. They're trying to figure it out. They're doing this in an adult and mature way now, as opposed to, before sneaking around. Now we're being transparent. I get that. I'm with it. But the ending, I thought when I saw it was okay, honestly, fam, rock with me. She always put me on the fix me. I'm kind of ranting a little bit too. Listen, I thought when we saw that preview trailer that we were going to see, Henry take out that, blowtorch, and she was doing it, blowing it to either Meech or Terry, and they was running and some, what I'm saying? Like I thought it was going to be part of the action scene, you know what I'm saying? Like a war scene like we saw in the last episode. This was just for this? That you took out the for this. You being a brat, Henry? I'm done. I'm
It
done.
was
I did it.
it was visually appealing though. I will give it. It looked kind of cool. The flames at the end, the still shot. Okay, hey guys.
But for this, and this was like okay, like a BC character. Like we barely saw him. We knew he was a mole, but it was like, so what? You know what it reminded me of?
What?
It reminded me of when Henry fought her little goon. It was like a waste of scene. What was the whole purpose of the scene? What was the purpose of this scene? Oh, I got Terry's mole. But now it's going to be more retaliation on you because T going to go back and tell your father, yo, your daughter freaking blazed my joint. I thought you was going to talk to her. Let me take care of her. So I guess it's leading somewhere, but why should I care? No, why should I care?
Yeah.
I don't care about this because I didn't know this. If I knew him, if it was Hoop, maybe if it was Hoop, or maybe if it was Sterling, then I'd be like, damn, this is crazy. They took out Sterling and took out Hoop. You know what I mean? So, but I don't care about this.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
I don't
She lit him
care.
up. Like I said, the part that got me was just her licking her little. It's
That
called a
was
flame.
appealing. That was
No, it's
visually appealing.
the part. No, the flame, the actual look of it,
Oh.
not what happened.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it was
I'm
if over.
not letting up. It was whack. It was straight trash to me. That ending was straight trash.
It was bad. It was weird.
Yeah.
It's what do they say? It tracks for the character, in my opinion. But anyway, I think that's it. That's all I have for this episode, y'all. That's all I have. It sounds like that's all Jay has for it too. Jay, what is going on in your world? Go ahead. What?
No, I was
What's
just looking at the
going
chat. Yeah.
on? What's going on this week, Jay? What you got
Well,
going?
family, again, once again, thank you for joining us this Saturday as we cover one of the wackest episodes that came on BMF today. I thank you for your chat and everything. We appreciate y'all, right? Sweet Pea always does a great job. So, fam, you might see a pop-up tonight. You might be going in tonight. We accidentally created a show called You Can't Handle the Truth. So look out. Keep your notification bells on. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. We may do a pop-up vertical style like we did last time. And we're going to go in and we may talk about this trash-ash cartoon they're trying to put out called Bad Times, but on that platform, they call it Good Times. So we may talk about that. We may talk about some other stuff like Diddy's son just getting, accused of something else. We're going to go in, but we're going to have a casual conversation. You know how we do. How we did it last time for 4 hours. We went 4 hours, man. Crazy. So definitely come through. Look out. Keep your notification bells on. And then tomorrow, we'll be doing Diara from Detroit. Again, Sweet Pea's going to be doing that. Ashley, she's going to be doing that. So we're going to look at this past episode 4, and we'll talk about that. And and we're looking out for the exclusive picks for episode 7, because I'm looking forward to episode 7 based on episode 6. Okay, so look out for that. And we just ended Ruthless, family. So the last episode just aired, so we will be coming back with Ruthless for the final episode of season 4 and talk about what's going to happen in season 5. We may have some guests on. We may have some celebrity acting guests on this one, so look out for that. Look out for that. We're working on it, all right? So that's about it. And then I'll be covering BMF next week because it'll be a better episode. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for Ashley. Give a shout out to Ashley because she had to cover this. She did the best job she could with the complications. So shout out to you, Ash, for real. You're on mute.
Y'all, pardon me today. When I tell you technical difficulties, the rain, internets, whatever is going on, but we made it. We made it. We made it. And as always, thank you for being here and holding it down. So let's talk about it, you guys. Yes, I'm going to try to hop on Jay's live later on this evening because I'm excited. Let's talk about it. I did my trailer reaction for Good Times. If you haven't seen that, go back to the channel, watch that because listen, they tried it. I didn't understand what Jay was talking about when he said, just watch it. Just watch the Good Times trailer, Ashley, and you will not watch an episode. I won't. And the way that the showrunner was defending it on her Instagram sent me into another orbit. So I have a lot more to talk about. And then tomorrow, of course, DR from Detroit. But also today, you guys, I am dropping my review on the brand new show Sugar that premiered yesterday on Apple TV. I'll also be covering Mary and George, which aired on Stars. Child, just be thou ready. A lot of content coming your way. And as always, if you are still here, if you stuck it out through this entire live, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. Y'all. And we'll see y'all in the next video.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all, fan. Y'all know y'all rock with us and we rock with y'all. We appreciate y'all because even when we not feeling it, we gonna bring you whatever entertainment, laughs, fun, whatever. We gonna keep it 1,000 with you. As you see, I don't hold no punches, man. I keep it straight with y'all. You know what I mean? So Ashley does too. So definitely appreciate y'all for coming through. Definitely look out for the live tonight. The pop-up, come through. You know what I'm saying? Get your pajamas on. Do whatever you need to do on Saturday night. Get your church stuff ready. But we going to be live, vertical style. Hold your phone. Get it ready because we going to be chopping it up on some real stuff, because, yo, we got a lot to talk about. Yeah, I want to find out what you was talking about with the showrunner. I didn't even see that. Send that to me. We going to, oh, shoot. More ammunition.
Yeah, I stalked her because I said, surely it's not a African American showrunner who wrote this tomfoolery.
It wasn't, huh?
No, she's something else, but she was raised by Black folks allegedly. But the way she's doubling down in her comments and just the utter non-acknowledgement that trailer is trash. She's like, oh, it's satire. I'm like, you can't defend everything with satire, but we can get into it because it's a lot. And I'll definitely share that with you. But yeah, thank y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video.
Hello.